Because I just don't understand what kinds of friends leave their friend behind. I don't understand what kinds of friends don't make sure that their friend makes it home safe. I'm grateful to see that major news outlets are finally picking up the Nolan Wells story. That is only happening because of tremendous pressure from independent journalists and social media creators who have been covering this story and forcing it to trend in the algorithm. Finally, today, NPR, ABC, Rolling Stone, CBS are all covering the disappearance and now death of Nolan Wells from the 4th of July. Nolan was an 18-year-old black kid from Mississippi who went out with his all-white male friend group to celebrate the 4th of July on Horn Island, and his friends all came home and he did not. And all of those details matter. None of them are extraneous. It happened in Mississippi. Nolan was a black kid. He was with an all-white male group of friends. So his friends came home without him and shut off their social media, and their families shut off their social media. And finally, on July 6th, on the northwest corner of Horn Island, a park ranger discovered Nolan's body. And immediately, law enforcement is saying, like, oh, he drowned. His autopsy is happening today. But immediately, the posturing from the Mississippi investigators is basically trying to frame it as an accidental drowning, right? They're already pre-scripting. They're already setting the narrative and the expectation. And of course, immediately, everybody is playing true crime investigator on social media, and I'm not interested in doing that at all. What I want is a real investigation and justice for Nolan's family. This is a young man who was just starting his life. He deserved to have a life, and it was taken away from him. Nolan's family deserves to know what happened. And it's only because of pressure on social media that there is any hope for a real investigation. And I know you might say, well, like, Angela, the police are going to do their job. This is a young black man who has died in the South. And I understand that they're trying to frame it as an accident, as I'm fully convinced that the only way Nolan's family will get justice in this case, the only way there will be a thorough investigation at all, is if we keep up tremendous public pressure. Because this is what happens to young black people in the South, is that justice is denied them and their families over and over and over again. Young people who die under suspicious circumstances, repeatedly ruled accidents, suicide, no investigation at all.
Just so we are clear, none of this is okay and none of this is normal. It has been 1 week since the body of Gerard Jackson was found hanging in a wooded area in Michigan right outside the Electric Forest Festival that he was attending. His death was ruled a suicide. It has been a little over 2 weeks since the body of Tone Miller was found hanging in a park in Miami. Her death ruled a suicide. It has been a little over 2 months since the body of Juliana, 16-year-old, found hanging near a church in Charlotte. Her death ruled a suicide. It has been about 4 months since the body of Kyle Basinga was found in Georgia hanging. None of this is okay, and none of this is normal. It has been less than a year. It will be a year in September when they found Trey Reed's body at Delta State University in Mississippi. His death ruled a suicide. And you may be asking, Rashonda, well, how many black people walk around with rope on them? The answer would be none, Helen. 0.
When young black people die under suspicious circumstances in the United States, but particularly in the South, there rarely is a thorough investigation. There rarely is justice that is done. There rarely is very much attention that is drawn to their cases. Did you know about any of those cases, of any of those young people? Had you heard of any of their names before just now? And we all know, as a number of my mutuals have been pointing out, that if this story had been 3, 4, 5 black kids took a white kid out to an island and they came home and that white kid didn't, and he was found drowned a couple of days later, that this would be everywhere. It would have immediately been the #1 headline in the United States. Elected officials would be making comments about it. Those young black kids would probably already be arrested without any evidence, right? It would be a complete media circus. But because it happened to an 18-year-old black kid, we didn't hear much of anything. It was not covered in the major news outlets at all. Complete silence. It is only because of pressure from social media It's only because of small independent journalists that we are learning about this story for folks outside of Mississippi. And it's only because of public pressure that it's being covered in the news. And it is that public pressure that will get the investigation that is necessary. Even now that the major news outlets are covering this, you are hearing spin from law enforcement in Jackson County that is trying to immediately craft a narrative to set an expectation. The friends left Horn Island and went back without Nolan. From what we understand, he chose to stay there. With no autopsy, the sheriff is already saying that he does not suspect foul play. In light of these statements and the behavior of law enforcement thus far, I'm really glad to hear NPR reporting that Nolan's family has retained a civil rights attorney named Benjamin Crump. One of the conversations that's been happening on my corner of the internet with the 4th of July and America's 250th birthday is the way that those of us in the pro-democracy movement can view American history with rose-colored glasses. There is this desire to cultivate a loyalty to the United States, reclaim patriotic imagery, and to be like, this is the land of the free and the home of the brave. This is a place where all men are created equal, and we need to get back to that. But we've never been that. It's only been that for white, wealthy, male landowners in this country. It's not been that for anybody else, especially not for Black folks in this country. And with SCOTUS dismantling the Voting Rights Act, with us regressing as a nation, white supremacists marching around on the 4th of July, unimpeded, and just like more overt racism literally everywhere. People's racism is emboldened because Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and all of the white supremacists in government, especially in state houses in the South, they're just emboldening what has been under the surface this entire time. This nation was founded on enslaving other people and committing a genocide against Indigenous Americans. So we can't escape that legacy. How do we make amends for that? How do we seek restitution and restoration for that? But we can't really gloss over any of that and have this rose-colored view of Americana, right? Have an affectionate, nostalgic view of American history, like harken back to some past time that never really existed. Because when we do that, we erase the very real history of people were sending postcards of human beings who had been lynched through the United States mail until it was made illegal in 1908. We didn't really have anti-lynching laws in this country until the 1920s, and they were used to prosecute white people who lynched other white people, almost exclusively. According to Statista, between 1882 and 1968, there were more than 4,700 lynchings in the US, and the majority of them were committed against Black people. And guess what the number one state is in the United States for lynchings? Mississippi, where Nolan Wells was from. Overwhelmingly, the victims of lynchings are Black Americans, overwhelmingly young Black men. You can't tell me that there's no connection here. You cannot tell me the legacy of racism and Jim Crow, which is just alive and well in the American South, but also in the North. It's alive and well everywhere. You can't tell me that that does not play into this case. When I see Black creators on social media saying, we were always taught not to go anywhere alone with white folks, even if we thought they were our friends. Don't be the only Black kid in the group. That wasn't paranoid, that was practical advice. In the United States, white people are not safe. White men are not safe for anybody, not even other white men, but they're definitely not safe for women. They're definitely not safe for Black folks, even their Black friends. If you don't believe me, there is a clip that is now making the rounds on social media of an incident that is reminding a lot of people of Nolan's case. Yeah, watch this.
Hey, I take it on you to float, correct? We keep telling the grown-ass man he's not a fucking cliff. Look, I'm gonna die.
Oh my God.
I ain't got no fucking kayak. You gotta learn how to swim.
Oh man, that's fucked up.
Should we give him a lift?
Yeah. I think I was like,
Fair, we tell him to hold off the back.
everybody, you can swim down, Revy, you fucking retard. Nah, I think I'll just stay here. Bro! How am I gonna get you back home? You don't think Mama Marquise is gonna be worried? Hey, your mom. My mom's dead. My dad's your mom is always worried about you. My dad's in prison. I think that's why. Because your dad's in prison. Hell, am I looking at you? Bro, we just got you. You have a fucking life jacket on, Marquise.
I'll just wait.
Bro, you have a I'm black, it doesn't matter. It's not gonna save me.
Oh, yes, it does.
Bro, I'll just find a way. Hey.
Hi.
Yeah, they think I'm about to go back, but I can't swim.
Bro, you have a life jacket.
I'm gonna die.
I'm standing right
Hold
now.
on.
So I can just like hold on in the back.
Put the handle right here if you want.
Yeah, I might drown.
You won't drown.
You won't
I'm gonna try to get over there.
You're not gonna drown. I promise you won't drown.
There you go.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Hey,
What's your
Oh,
name?
my name is Marquise. But everybody calls me LeVar because I go to like Denellen.
are you okay? Are you okay?
Ma'am?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was okay to go here. They think I'm about to swim back. I can't even swim.
Good job right now.
How'd I go this? It's my first time here.
It's your first time. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
How'd you get over here?
Oh, they can take that one over there. They had 2 life jackets.
A lot of
I'm never coming back with y'all.
Yo, we told you if you're coming, we had a life jacket.
Life jacket. Take that for a big kid. It's for a little kid.
That's scary though if you're not used to walking.
Yeah.
I swim in the backyard.
Yeah. Spring water's different.
It's a lot different down here.
I know, it's really strong. You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll never come back with y'all.
I don't know what to say.
Man, fuck, his friends are fucking assholes.
I wonder how old he was.
I would never do that to him. You don't do that, like.
I would never do that to anybody.
I think if we want to understand why we're here right now as a country, we have to grapple with our history in a really honest way. Not reading versions of history that reinforce American imperialism, not kind of like comfortable, white, rose-colored glasses, patriotic versions of American history. But, you know, every member of the American resistance should be reading Howard Zinn's A People's History of the United States and Roxanne Dunbar Ortiz's An Indigenous People's History of the United States. Nolan's family deserves justice. No more Black kids should be dying in the South or anywhere else in the United States. If we want to get to a point where this is not happening, where this is not very normal in the United States, more of the same, then we have to face our past. We have to unpack it. We have to learn to heal from it to make recompense if we want real change. And I think we can get there.